You've been told it's just part of aging. That the tiredness, the mental fog, the disconnection from intimacy and purpose are just the price you pay for getting older. But what if that's not entirely true? What if what you're feeling isn't a slow fade, but a signal that your body still wants to thrive? It's just been blocked from doing so. Here's the truth. After 50, your testosterone naturally declines. Yes. But it's not because your body is broken. It's because modern life is filled with quiet signals that tell your body to hold back, to shut down, to survive instead of thrive. And it's not just supplements that fail to fix this. It's the entire mindset of chasing a miracle fix instead of returning to the basics that your biology understands. Hi, I'm Dr. James Whitmore. And if you're over 50 and feeling tired, disconnected, or low on drive, you're not alone. But there's a natural way to fix it. This video is for you if you've ever woken up more exhausted than when you went to bed. If you've noticed your energy slowly slipping away, your waistline thickening, and your motivation quietly shrinking. If you've sensed a distance growing between you and the people you care about, or if you've felt like you're watching your life from the sidelines, unsure how to step back in. Let me say this clearly, you're not broken, you're not weak, and you're not alone. Many men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s experience these changes, and yet rarely speak about them. They push through the fatigue. They dismiss the loss of interest in things that once brought them joy. They blame themselves for feeling lost, foggy, disconnected. But the real culprit is often hormonal, specifically the slow, invisible decline of testosterone. And it's not just about libido or muscle. Testosterone is your body's confidence signal. It governs motivation, memory, sleep, quality, blood flow, and even your emotional resilience. When it starts to slip, you don't just feel tired, you start to feel less you. So why does this happen? Here's the biology. Starting around age 30, testosterone levels decline at about 1% per year. That's natural. But that's not the problem. The real issue is how modern stressors, poor sleep, processed food, chronic stress, excess belly fat, and inflammation all send a message to your brain that says it's not safe to thrive right now. And when your brain receives that message, it shuts down the system that produces testosterone, the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, or HPG axis. This axis is your internal command center for sex hormones. And when it gets disrupted, your testosterone production plummets. In short, your body isn't broken, it's protecting you. It thinks you're in danger. It's reacting to poor signals, not poor design. Now let's ground this in science because we don't do hype here. In one 2020 study, men who slept less than 5 hours per night for a single week saw their testosterone drop by 10 to 15%. That's the hormonal equivalent of aging 10 years and 7 days. In a meta-analysis of 24 randomized controlled trials, overweight men who lost just under 10% of their body weight saw an average increase in testosterone of 84 nanograms per deciliter, enough to move them out of the low range and into functional vitality. And vitamin D Mendelian randomization study confirmed that men with genetically lower vitamin D levels also had significantly lower testosterone, providing causal evidence, not just correlation. Add resistance training, and the effect is even stronger. Studies show that lifting weights, especially full-body compound movements like squats and deadlifts, increases free testosterone, the most bioavailable form in men over 50. None of this is theory. It's biology. The question now is, what do you do about it? And that's where we go next. Because the fix isn't a pill. It's a rhythm. A daily system that restores trust in your biology, that rebuilds your sleep, that nourishes your body, that reconnects you with strength, intimacy, and clarity. And it starts not with complexity, but with the small, powerful things you can begin today. In Part 2, we'll walk through the most effective natural solutions, the real evidence-based habits that reawaken your testosterone without supplements or false promises. Your body hasn't given up. It's waiting for a signal. Let's give it one. So now that you understand the science, what can you actually do about it? Where do you begin? Let's start with what matters most, removing the blocks. Because before your body can make more testosterone, it needs to stop destroying what it's already trying to produce. Every day, men over 50 are unknowingly sabotaging their hormones. Processed sugar spikes, insulin, and crashes testosterone. Belly fat, especially around the waist, turns your testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. Excessive alcohol damages the very cells in your testicles responsible for hormone production. And exposure to synthetic chemicals like BPA, often found in plastic containers, mimics estrogen in your body, disrupting the hormonal balance even further. These aren't just bad habits, they're bad signals. And in just 7 days, removing these blockers can lower inflammation, reduce cortisol, improve sleep, and start creating the hormonal climate for recovery. This isn't about a miracle supplement. It's about returning to the natural rhythm your body understands and trusts. Now let's talk about sunlight, the most powerful free testosterone booster that almost no one is using properly. Just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sun on your skin can have a dramatic impact. It stimulates vitamin D production, which is essential for testosterone synthesis. It also regulates your circadian rhythm, which affects your sleep and cortisol cycles, both critical to healthy hormone levels. Research has shown that men with optimal vitamin D levels have higher free testosterone and better sexual function. In fact, one genetic study confirmed that low vitamin D doesn't just correlate with low testosterone, it likely causes it, and it gets better. Morning sunlight doesn't just help you sleep better at night. It tells your hormonal system the day has begun. You are safe. You are strong. Next, let's talk about the single most effective habit for increasing testosterone resistance training. Not cardio, not walking, not supplements. Lifting weights, especially heavy compound movements, is your hormonal goldmine. Why? Because muscle is metabolically active. When you train your muscles, your body responds with a surge in testosterone to help repair and rebuild. And this isn't just a short-term spike. Over time, resistance training increases baseline testosterone, especially free testosterone, the form your body actually uses. The science here is rock solid. One session of full-body lifting can raise testosterone for up to an hour. And consistent resistance training builds the lean muscle mass that keeps your testosterone in a healthy range long-term, particularly in men over 50, where muscle mass naturally declines unless you fight to keep it. The key is intensity, but not burnout. Focus on full-body lifts like squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows. Keep your rest intervals short, 60 to 90 seconds, and work with weights that challenge you. Your muscles will respond, and so will your hormones. If you can pair this with high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, the results are even more powerful. High IT involves short bursts of all-out effort, 30 seconds of sprinting, followed by 60 seconds of rest, repeated 8 to 10 times. This type of training stimulates the pituitary gland to release more luteinizing hormone, the very signal that tells your testes to produce testosterone. Studies show that HIIT increases free testosterone more than steady-state cardio. It also burns fat faster, and as we covered earlier, losing belly fat helps reduce estrogen conversion and raises testosterone naturally. So now you've removed the blocks. You've started sending stronger hormonal signals through sun and exercise. But what about food? Let's be clear. Food is not just fuel. It's information. Every bite you take tells your hormones something. So when you eat sugar-processed carbs and seed oils, you're sending a stress signal and your testosterone shuts down. But when you eat the right foods in the right balance, your body relaxes. It says, we have what we need. Let's build. Here's the hormonal blueprint. First, fats are essential. Testosterone is made from cholesterol. So stop fearing fat, especially healthy fats. Egg yolks, olive oil, avocados, nuts, and grass-fed beef are all powerful testosterone-supporting foods. Low-fat diets suppress testosterone, and the science proves it. Second, carbohydrates matter, but not the processed kind. Complex carbs like sweet potatoes, quinoa, and oats help fuel your workouts, support cortisol balance, and keep your metabolism stable. In fact, diets that are too low in carbs can raise cortisol and lower testosterone. Balance is key. Third, protein is critical. It helps build muscle, and more muscle equals more testosterone. Prioritize high-quality sources: wild salmon, lean red meat, pastured eggs, and Greek yogurt. And don't forget your micronutrients. Zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D are the three most critical players in testosterone production. Zinc, found in oysters, beef, and seeds, is essential for hormone synthesis. Magnesium in leafy greens, nuts, and dark chocolate helps release free testosterone by reducing SHBG binding. And vitamin D, as we've said, is best sourced from the sun, but also found in fatty fish and egg yolks. This is not a diet. This is a recovery code. In just 1 week of eating this way, clean, real, nutrient-dense food, most men feel sharper, more energized, and more emotionally balanced. And that's before any measurable increase in testosterone even shows up in a lab. Because your body doesn't wait for blood test results. It responds in real time to rhythm, rest, and nourishment. And now that you're feeding it, moving it, and letting it rest, in Part 3, we'll tie it all together with a complete daily plan from morning light to bedtime rituals, showing you exactly how to reset your hormonal clock with simple, powerful steps. You're not chasing perfection. You're creating alignment. And testosterone is how your body says, I'm back. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need a rhythm, a steady, repeatable sequence that tells your body, we are safe. We are building again. Testosterone isn't a reward for perfection. It's a response to the signals you send every hour, every day. So let's build a routine that works with your biology, not against it. A routine that doesn't require gimmicks or extremes. Just simple, powerful habits repeated consistently. Let's start in the morning, where your hormones are listening most closely. As soon as you wake up, before checking your phone or sipping coffee, step outside. Get 15 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight on your face and skin. This one action anchors your circadian rhythm, boosts your mood, suppresses excess cortisol, and triggers your body to start producing testosterone at the right time. It's not just energizing, it's regulatory. And it's free. Right after that, hydrate. A full glass of water, ideally with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon, will support cellular function, improve circulation, and begin rebalancing the fluid environment your hormones depend on. Most people over 50 are mildly dehydrated, and hydration is one of the most overlooked pillars of hormonal health. Now it's time for your first meal, and this matters more than most people realize. Skip the cereal, skip the toast. Go for protein and healthy fats, scrambled eggs with spinach, avocado on the side, maybe some wild-caught salmon or nuts. This kind of breakfast lowers cortisol, stabilizes blood sugar, and creates a strong hormonal foundation for the rest of the day. And if you can add just 5 to 10 minutes of movement, light, stretching, a short walk, even a few bodyweight exercises, you're sending one of the most powerful morning signals your body can receive. We are strong. We are moving. we are ready. That's your morning light hydration, real food and motion. 4 steps. That's it. Now we move into the midday zone where the key is sustainability, not stimulation. For lunch, prioritize real whole foods. A grilled chicken salad with olive oil. A wild salmon bowl with vegetables and brown rice. The goal here is nutrient density, protein, healthy fats, colorful plants, and complex carbs. Not just for satiety, but for stable insulin and cortisol control. What you eat at noon determines how you feel at 4 p.m. But there's something else critical at this time of day connection. Even just 10 minutes of social contact, a call, a conversation, a shared meal helps lower cortisol through the release of oxytocin and dopamine. Hormones respond to more than food and movement. They respond to belonging. A man who feels emotionally isolated will always struggle to optimize testosterone no matter how clean his diet or how heavy he lifts. And don't forget the movement snack. After lunch, take 5 minutes to stretch, walk, or just stand up and breathe. These micro movements reduce insulin resistance and improve your metabolic flexibility, keeping your hormone systems alert and responsive. Now we arrive at the afternoon, your ideal window for intentional training. If you're doing resistance training, go for full body movements, squats, presses, rows. Heavy compound lifts that challenge multiple muscle groups. Keep your rest short, about 60 to 90 seconds. You're not training to exhaustion. You're training to stimulate your hormonal response. On alternate days, incorporate HIIT, short explosive intervals followed by recovery. Sprint for 30 seconds, rest for 60. Repeat 8 to 10 times. The goal isn't to break yourself. It's to teach your body that intensity still matters and that testosterone is still needed. And if you're not training that day, walk, move, breathe. Active recovery is as important as lifting. It tells your body that strength doesn't come from doing more. It comes from recovering well. Then we enter the evening, and here's where most people sabotage everything. Dinner should be early, simple, and satisfying. Prioritize lean protein steak, turkey fish alongside vegetables and slow carbs like sweet potatoes or quinoa. Avoid eating late and skip the alcohol. Your body can't prepare for deep hormone-producing sleep while it's still digesting food or detoxing alcohol. 1 hour before bed, shut down screens. No phones, no blue light. Give your brain a break. This tells your pineal gland to release melatonin, which supports deep restorative sleep, the exact phase of sleep where testosterone is produced. Build a wind-down ritual. Tea, reading, journaling, deep breathing. Anything that brings your nervous system out of fight or flight and into rest and repair. Even 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing lowers cortisol, improves heart rate variability, and allows your hormone axis to reset overnight. Go to bed at the same time every night. That consistency trains your body to release testosterone at predictable intervals, especially during early REM sleep. Think of sleep as your hormonal power plant. Protect it at all costs. And that's your daily plan. Morning light, midday connection, evening rhythm. It's not extreme, it's not expensive, it's just honest biology done consistently. And here's the deeper truth. Testosterone doesn't rise because you yell louder, lift harder, or want it more. It rises because your body begins to trust again. It senses safety, rhythm, nourishment, clarity. You're not forcing your body to be strong. You're inviting it to remember how. In part 4, we go deeper into the emotional and symbolic weight of testosterone. Because this journey isn't just about numbers on a lab test. It's about returning to yourself. Let's pause for a moment. Because maybe, just maybe, this was never only about testosterone. Maybe it was about something much deeper. Not just fatigue or low drive, but the quiet feeling that you've drifted away from yourself. That somewhere along the road between careers, caregiving responsibility, and routine, you forgot what it felt like to feel fully alive in your own body. You gave your strength to others. You carried the weight for your family, your children, your work. You endured in silence like so many do. But now the fatigue isn't just physical, it's existential. You don't just feel tired, you feel disconnected from your energy, your identity, your own presence in the room. This is the shadow side of low testosterone, the part no one talks about. The emotional fog, the loss of spark, the shrinking away from intimacy or ambition. It's not weakness. It's the consequence of years spent in survival mode while your biology quietly powered down. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're not fading. You're not done. You're evolving. And the longing you feel, that ache for vitality, clarity, connection, it's not vanity. It's vitality trying to return. Society loves to make aging look like a decline. But what if aging is actually an invitation, a deeper chapter? One where strength isn't about youth, it's about reclaiming what matters most: peace in your body, purpose in your heart, and power in your choices. Testosterone plays a role in that. Yes, it's a hormone, but it's also a signal, a biological indicator, that your body is still engaged with life, that it still believes you have something left to build, protect, or pursue. And when testosterone rises, you don't just feel stronger. You start to believe in yourself again. And that belief, that quiet, internal knowing, changes everything. It changes how you walk into a room, how you speak, how you rest, how you love. That's the real transformation. Not just higher numbers in a blood test, but the steady return of clarity and courage. The truth is, low testosterone isn't just about muscle loss or libido. It's about hesitating when you used to move forward. It's about second-guessing your instincts. It's about living in grayscale instead of color. But when you start restoring that rhythm even slowly, you begin to come back into focus. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop shrinking your presence to accommodate others. You begin standing taller, not for pride, but because you remember who you are. You're not chasing your 20s. You're reclaiming yourself, the self that was never meant to disappear behind responsibility or exhaustion. And this time you're doing it with wisdom, with boundaries, with intention. Not to prove anything, not to impress anyone, but because you finally understand that your well-being matters. That's the shift. That's the spark. You are not chasing youth. You are choosing wholeness, choosing clarity, choosing connection. And it begins with one simple act: showing up for yourself. Again, and again, and again. In Part 5, we'll give you the full 7-day routine recap, a daily checklist you can start using right away, and a soft call to action, a reminder that your best years are not behind you. They're one consistent choice away. Let's bring it all together. Because at this point, you don't need more theory, you need a rhythm. Something real, something doable, something that helps your body remember what strength feels like. Not in a rush, but in rhythm. So here it is, your 7-day testosterone reboot plan. Not a diet, not a workout program. A signal system built to align your biology with your intention to heal, restore, and rise. Morning 7, 9:00 a.m. Sunlight first thing. Step outside for 15 to 20 minutes of direct light. No sunglasses, no glass windows. Let the light hit your skin and eyes. This regulates your sleep-wake cycle and tells your body the day has begun. Hydrate immediately. 1 glass of filtered water with lemon and a pinch of sea salt to replenish minerals. Eat a high-protein, high-fat breakfast. Think eggs, spinach, avocado, Greek yogurt, smoked salmon, Skip sugar, skip carbs. You're feeding hormones now, not cravings. Move your body. 10 minutes of stretching, a short walk, or light calisthenics. This isn't about intensity, it's about activation. You're sending the first pulse of energy into your system. Midday, 12:02 p.m. Eat a balanced lunch. Prioritize protein, fiber-rich veggies, healthy fats, and a slow-burning carb. Salmon, quinoa, roasted vegetables, olive oil, a handful of nuts. Walk or stretch post-lunch. 5 to 10 minutes, that's enough to lower blood sugar, improve insulin sensitivity, and maintain hormonal balance. Connect. Call someone. Sit down with a friend. Even 5 minutes of honest connection lowers cortisol. Hormones respond to relationships more than routines. Afternoon, 3:00 p.m. Train. Resistance training or HIIT, your choice. Focus on form, not volume. Squats, deadlifts, presses, or sprints and recovery intervals. You're teaching your body that strength still matters, and testosterone rises to meet that need. Refuel. After training, eat clean protein. A small shake, some lean meat or cottage cheese. This helps recovery and hormonal output. Evening, 6:09 p.m. Eat early, eat light. Lean protein, steamed vegetables, maybe a slow carb like sweet potato. Avoid alcohol, avoid sugar. Let your body prepare for sleep. Wind down intentionally. 1 hour before bed, no screens, no emails, no news. Light a candle, read, stretch, breathe. Sleep ritual, magnesium tea, journaling, deep breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. You're guiding your nervous system home. Sleep by 10 p.m. This is non-negotiable. Testosterone is produced during deep sleep, especially before midnight. Let your body do what it was designed to do. Try this rhythm for just 7 days. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. The shift will come slowly, then all at once. A clearer mind, a firmer step, a deeper breath, maybe even a spark in your eyes you haven't seen in years. Because this was never just about testosterone. It was about choosing to stop fading and start returning. You've carried so much for so long. You've been strong for others. Now it's time to be strong for yourself. This isn't selfish. It's sacred. You're not chasing youth. You're reclaiming clarity, strength, and connection. And those don't belong to the young. They belong to the aware. To those who choose to keep showing up fully, honestly, courageously for their own health and well-being. If this touched you, if it reminded you of something you once felt, or something you still want to feel, comment below with "I'm ready." Your story matters. Your health matters. Your energy still has a purpose. And don't miss our next video, Low Energy, Low Drive. Here's how to naturally boost testosterone fast. It could change everything you thought you knew about aging. Remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're one choice away.